Hi everyone, this is Darcy. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, great to have you. Subscribers, thank you again for coming back. Today's video is part 2 or a follow-up to my last video. And I had mentioned in that video that I wanted to share with you what had happened to me in Edinburgh, Scotland. But before I do, I just wanted to at least mention also that the trip was wonderful. We actually went on a 15-day trip from LA to, actually from Dublin to London, and it was by bus. It was a tour bus. A group of 45 people went. We were just part of the group. And so it was very interesting, very informative, and one that I'm extremely happy that my husband and I were able to take. Now, as far as the packing was concerned, that went extremely well. As I had mentioned earlier, I had purchased the compress bags from Target, and that allowed me to pack more clothes in less space, and that was really very, very interesting because we had to pack they had asked us to pack real light because we were traveling from bus, and we were traveling from Dublin to London over a period of 15 days, 2 nights in each hotel we stayed. And so we needed to be able to pack, unpack, and move along very fast. So that I was happy. I was organized in that sense and was able to get that part of it through. Now, when we got to Edinburgh on day 4, I think, of our trip, we did our tours as usual, because each day we had different places that we stopped and different tours that we were on. And so, of course, I had gone into one of the local stores in Edinburgh. And by the way, we loved Edinburgh because it's a beautiful city and the people are so nice, and everything, I thought, went smoothly until I asked at where the local ATMs were. And of course, I was directed by one of the store people where the nearest one was, and I went to the ATM. There were 3 ATMs together, and so I just chose the middle ATM to use. Now, what I should mention to you before is that I had done I have one account that I pay my bills on, and it's one that I do my online bill payments on. And I had, because we were going at the end of the month, I got all my bills done like towards the 27th or so of the month. And I wasn't sure that all the bills had come in, so I took my ATM card with me, just in case there was a bill left out that I'd forgotten in the rush that I could get done while I was out of town. And so we didn't notify the bank to tell them that we were going out of the country, and didn't think it was necessary, and probably wasn't necessary anyway, but thought when we got to Edinburgh and went to the bank, went to the ATM rather, to get some cash. I only needed $100 in English pounds. And so I got $100 worth of English pounds and thought that was it. The next day, while at the hotel, I got an email. When I was just looking through my emails, there was an email from my bank saying, that I had used my account. And I thought, that's kind of strange. I've never gotten an email from the bank. This is an account that I use to pay all my bills online with. And so I've never gotten anything to say, you've used your account. And I thought, maybe it's because I'm out of the country and I didn't call them before. And so I thought, I just let it go. So the next day, there was another email, and I thought, gosh, that's kind of strange. Let me find out what the story is. So I tried to call the bank, of course. It's international, so the email from the bank had said if I contacted them, there would be a fee in the process or whatever. And I thought, why would I need to pay a fee to contact? I'll just wait until I get home. Anyway, because it was an account that I don't usually use and I just use it to pay my bills, I thought, let me at least try and call them. So I finally called the bank a couple of days later, and only to find out that not only was $100 taken from my account, which I had taken myself, the $100 worth of foreign currency that I had purchased there, but every day they had taken $250 from my account over a period of 4 days. So there was approximately $1,000 taken from my account. And so what had happened is that somehow there was fraud going on my account because I had used an ATM that was not inside the bank and not at the post office, I guess. So lesson learned, and even though I'd worked in the banking industry all my life, and I know, fraud happens on people's account. It has never really happened to me, and so I never gave it much thought until then. So a lesson to be learned is that when you travel, always go inside a bank to use the ATM, unless you absolutely, and if you do use outside ATMs like I did, be sure you check your account right away, or somehow, if this could happen to me, it could happen to anyone. So that's the story I wanted to share with you. I thought I had watched several videos before I went on my trip, and the videos on what to do, what not to do when you travel. I had never seen anything. And like I said, I'd worked for a bank for so many years, so I know all the ins and outs, and I know fraud happens in people's accounts, but I didn't even think in my mind or in my wildest dream that something like that would happen to me. Of course, the bank did reimburse me all the money that was taken out, plus the fees, but it was the inconvenience. And not only that, they had to block my ATM card while I was there. And so if I ever needed more money, which I didn't, but just in case I needed money, I would not have been able to use my account there. And not only that, if I had checks outstanding until they did their inquiry, and lucky for me, they were able to do that. They found out, of course, because these things happen all the time, so they know that, but they were able to credit my account like right away when I notified them that I did not do all these $250 transactions every day. So lessons learned, and just wanted to share that with you. Again, if you find this video helpful, and if you've had experiences like this before that you'd like to share, so that we all know when we travel what to do and what not to do, share it, make some comments. And again, I really thank you for stopping by, and I really look forward to seeing you in my next video. Goodbye.